Hello, I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com. I am here with the phenomenal AJ Styles. AJ, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. Now, when we last talked in Newcastle for 5-Star Wrestling, we asked you if you were free for an event on Royal Rumble Sunday, and you said you were free. AJ, why would you lie to us like that?
Here you go. Well, hold on.
What?
It's not exactly a lie if I didn't know it was actually coming.
Well, now, hang on. You
I'm
didn't
telling
know?
you, within a week of the Royal Rumble, I didn't know I was going.
They called you up?
They called me up. They said, all right, this is where you're going to be. And all right. Actually, they didn't even tell me where I was going to be. They just said, you're on the show. So they didn't say when I was coming out until I got there. It was, I really didn't know. So I wasn't really lying. I was just hoping.
You didn't lie to us?
No, I didn't. Would I lie to you guys? Come on.
You wouldn't.
No.
Not us.
No.
No. AJ, when you made your debut at the Royal Rumble, it was one of the hottest debuts in recent history, and now you are in a main event match with John Cena, the face who runs the place. And a lot of people were worried when you came in because the company's had a little bit of a reputation with dealing with stars who've made themselves outside of WWE. Are we seeing a different time in WWE right now?
I would say absolutely. I mean, there's a number of guys that made a name for themselves somewhere else, and yet they're doing very well in the WWE. Finn Balor,
Absolutely.
I mean, this guy's doing amazing. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, all these guys, Anderson and Gallows, the cream's going to rise to the top, and these guys get after it in the ring, and we show that we can actually, talk on the microphone, which I've learned that's a big deal in the WWE. So, yeah, I mean, the times are changing.
That's great. And you, speaking of changing, you are making your first appearance in a WWE game. We're here with WWE 2K17. You're known as a big gamer. How does it feel to be part of a huge franchise going back decades now?
I'm just excited about hopefully getting the game before anybody else. That'd be cool. Finally to be in a game that, so many guys on Twitter, and they've talked about, well, we don't have to make him now. That's great. I don't know if they're just being lazy or the fact that they can actually make it look right.
Have you seen some of the creator versions of you? Are they?
Some guys do really well, and it surprises me how well they've done. Then the others, I'm like, that doesn't look like my hair. That's terrible.
Did they get your hair right in this game?
Yeah, they nailed it. Yeah,
The,
totally soccer mom hill.
The second best haircut in professional wrestling, after obviously my good self.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you got a good head of hair, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
I'm just happy that mine's still hanging on. You know what I mean?
Well, so you're obviously a big gamer. What are you playing at the moment?
I always go back. I have an Xbox One. I have the PS4, but in my room, the hotel room, is my 360. I still enjoy the old school games and college football games. I know you guys probably aren't familiar with that, but it's big in my
Madden, right?
Madden's NFL.
Oh my God!
College, then NFL.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's not your fault. You're not. Listen, you're not expected to know this. You're from
I'm from the land of soccer.
the UK. Yeah, I mean it's not your fault. So I don't know anything about soccer. If that makes you feel any better.
Sure. That's absolutely.
So you just said it like, no, not really, but okay.
No. So I mean, you're a big family man, and this is a game that you can play with your family. Is that going to be a surreal experience?
It is. My son's a huge fan of wrestling, and to play that game with him, as myself, and he can't. I'm going to play with me. He's not going to play with
Obviously.
me. I'm going to play with him, and I'm going to beat him with myself.
Yep.
I think.
Where he plays John Cena, and then
Oh, I hope so. That'd be fun.
and they'll get to hashtag beat up John Cena.
Yes.
So you've been part of the brand split. You've been separated from your boys in the club.
Yeah,
What-
man. That was
heartbreaking.
It really was. I don't know if you've seen the video. That was like a real reaction of me going, what? I couldn't believe that those guys got split. I thought there was something, special going on between the whole beat up John Cena thing and the club. But,
You guys had all the momentum in the world, and now you've been torn apart.
well, that's okay because they're going to win the tag straps. I'm on my way to a world heavyweight title. It's not a bad thing.
I mean, my question is, we're talking about history, and you've got a big history in Japan. Of course, someone who was there even before you, involved with those boys. Finn Balor is now around. Are you worried that they're on the same brand, and he's going to muscle in and take over your leadership role?
Oh, well, here's the thing. Everybody gets really confused about that, as that they assume that I was the leader because I talked on the mic. I was never the leader. We don't follow anybody. We do what we want, how we want. So we don't need someone to tell us what to do. We just do whatever. So I've never been the leader. Finn may have been a leader. Maybe Kenny's a leader. I never was.
Well, speaking of Kenny Omega, the first Gaijin to win the G1 Climax in its current form, how do you feel about that?
A little jealous, to be honest with you.
Sure.
You know what, man? He earned the right to do that. He did something special. He was the first ever, like you just said, Gaijin to win the G1. I would love to have done that, but he really worked hard. He deserves it. He did what it took. I mean, the guy that speaks fluent Japanese.
Yeah.
Like the guy's a perfect man for the job.
You don't speak fluent Japanese?
No, not even. I wish. It'd take years. Apparently, I don't know. Listen, I can barely speak English. It's a struggle for me.
I mean, he won the match, but also in doing so, weakening his opponent, he used the Styles Clash. So in a way, you were there in spirit.
Yeah, a little tribute to AJ Styles, as I did for Finn Balor, or using Bloody Sunday.
Of course. Yeah.
So I appreciate that, even though they did beat me up before I left. I hope people forget about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why
Last
not?
question. You're now one of the main stars on SmackDown. What does SmackDown, of course, obviously Raw has the history, and it's hard to get away from that. What does SmackDown have to do to become the premier brand, the A show?
Got to be consistent. Every week we got to be consistently better than Raw. I mean, and that's a hard thing to do. They got 3 hours on us, and they got this amazing roster. But I think we got an amazing roster as well. We need, as long as we get after it every night, man, and I think we're going to be able to pull this thing off.
Well, you're going to be bringing home a victory for SmackDown on Sunday, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, either way, somebody's bringing home a victory on for SmackDown, whether it be John Cena or AJ Styles. But I can tell you, I'm not worried.
All right. AJ, thank you so much for talking to us. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.